What's up, everyone? Coach Carlos here, aka Fitness Adaptations, aka La Máquina. Welcome to today's video, a Máquina Strength video. And we are going to be touching upon today's topic, which is the body fat measurements, how to take body fat measurements. So in this video, I'm going to go through both methods that I'm going to recommend. And I'm going to put a link in the description below to the website where you're going to input the information based on the data that you gather. The two methods are the Navy tape measurement and Jackson Pollock 4 points, or the Perio method for the calipers. So this, right, is a tape measure. And I'm going to put in the description below a link to an Amazon recommended one. And please, if you are going to buy one, use the link below. It helps the channel because it's an affiliate link. We make like a little commission by recommending Amazon products. So please use that link below to buy your tape measure. And so when it comes to body fat, the reason we want to know the body fat is because it's going to tell us how much lean muscle we have versus how much fat mass we have at the moment, right? When we take the body fat. If you go to the your ideal body type, where you select your ideal body type, the article is in the description below. When you choose your ideal body type based on your height, it's going to tell you how much you should weigh at 14% body fat. When you do the math for how much lean muscle mass that is versus how much fat mass that is at your ideal type, you subtract. Okay, so my ideal body type requires me to have 30 pounds of lean muscle, of fat mass, while right now I have 50. So you got to lose 30 minus 50 minus 30 is 20 pounds. You got to lose 20 pounds of fat. Same thing with lean muscle. If my ideal body requires me to have 170 pounds of lean muscle, and right now I have 150, it means I have to gain 20 pounds of lean muscle. That way you take away the guesswork. You know exactly what you need to do, what program you need to follow to get the results, which is why it's so important to figure out what your body fat is. So we got two methods that we can use. The tape measure is fairly simple. The calipers are a little bit more complicated, but they're not that hard. And unless you have like a very high body fat, then we recommend starting with the tape measure, the Navy tape measure method. If not, use the caliper methods. The caliper method for me is a little bit better because you can't really manipulate that much the body fat, because what the calipers do is that they measure how much body fat you have between the skin and the muscle. So you can't manipulate that. But on the tape measure, if you're bloated one day or if you have a lot of junk, if you're constipated, then your stomach is going to be wider than normal. And so what you want to do is make sure that you are not constipated and be consistent with the method that you use, because even though the measurements might not be as accurate as some type of scientific software out there or machine, it's consistent. You want to be like, okay, this week I was 30% body fat, now I'm 25, now I'm 20, and you can see like your let's say your waist starts shrinking, right? It means you're doing well. And so we want to be consistent with which method we use. We want to be consistent with our nutrition plan and our workouts so that we can get the best readings and the best results possible. All right. So the more consistent you are, the better. Now, so for the Navy tape measure, that's the first method we're going to use, right? You need to know your height, your weight. Then you're going to measure your neck, your abdominal. For men, on the Navy tape measure, it's going to say abdominal. For women, it's going to say waist. And then the hips. And the hips, only women are required to measure using the Navy tape measure at the link, the website that I'm recommending. All right. So what we're going to do right now first is we are going to go ahead and go through the Navy tape measurement. So you guys are going to see me without my shirt and we'll go from there. All right. So let's go and let's measure. Let me give you an example using myself as an example to take the body fat. All right. So let's start. All right. All right, guys, the first thing you want to do is check your weight, and preferably check your weight in the morning right? So right now it says 177.2, right? And I'm wearing clothes and I was holding the phone. So when you weigh yourself with clothes or shoes or etc., subtract about 2 pounds. All right. So it said 177.2. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I am 175.2. All right. So if you go straight up just underwear, then yeah, whatever it says on the scale is what you go with. But if you're wearing, pants, socks, um, just that, then you might subtract like a pound and a half, maybe a pound. But if you're gonna wear shoes, subtract 2 pounds. Just be consistent with the way you measure and try to measure yourself always in the morning. Okay, that is the best time to weigh yourself, and because your weight can fluctuate a lot from during the day, especially from one day to the next. If you ate more food, if you didn't eat more food, if you, etc. So preferably in the morning, and then subtract 1 to 2 pounds. 1 pound if you're not wearing shoes, 2 pounds if you're wearing shoes. All right, just keep it simple and just be consistent with that. All right, guys. So we just saw my weight, and my weight is 177.2. All right. Now height. When you use the Navy tape measure, it's gonna ask you to input your height in inches. I believe you can convert to meters or centimeters. You can use that if you're like not in the United States, but most of my clients are going to be in the United States, so we're going to go with inches. So let's say if you're 5'7", right? Let's say my example, 5'7". I'm going to multiply 12 times 5. That's 60 inches, right? Because 1 foot has 12 inches. So 5 times 12 is 60. If you're 6 foot, 6 times 12 is 72. Right? So now 5'7" is 60 plus 7 inches. That's 67 inches. All right. So right here, I'm going to put 67 inches. All right. Now the next thing that I'm going to measure is my neck. So let me show you how to do that. All right. So you're going to grab your tape measure. Put that down. And so we're going to go around. All right. And then you kind of want to, I use both of these fingers, right? So I'm going to grab with my index and my thumb, and then my middle finger, I'm going to put it, right? I'm going to squeeze it. And more or less where I squeeze, that's what I'm going to use as the measurement, right? So it says 15 and a half. All right. So so it's 15 and a quarter. 15 and a quarter. All right. So let's do it again. Okay. So I pinch with I pinch with both my thumb, index, and middle finger, and then grab it with the thumb, and then I'm gonna measure right here. It's about, so right on the outside of my thumb, it's about 15 and a half, okay? And again, just be consistent about the way you measure, all right? So neck, right, 15 and a half, all right? Now, the next measurement is going to be my abdominal. Now, what I do is I go along the belly button, right? So, so remember, always start around the 1, right? That's what you're gonna go around, and you're gonna go around, right? And the same thing, I'm gonna measure, I'm gonna pinch it, and then wherever I pinch, more or less, it says 31 and a half. So according to this, right now my waist is 31 and a half, right? And women, and this is like if you're doing it yourself. If you have someone do it for you, they can be a little bit more accurate because they can read it right off your body. If you're doing it yourself, you're gonna have to like just do that method with the 2 fingers and the thumb, right, when you pinch, and you kind of guess more or less where you're at, right, with your pinch. All right. So then, and then the waist, right, you want to go along the widest part of your butt, right? So I'm gonna go around, right, and then I'm gonna kind of like pull it a little bit so it's nice and tight. And then I'm gonna read the edge right? And that's about, I'm gonna say 40 and a half, right? So again, you wanna go around the widest part around your butt, right? So 40 inches, all right? So I see that number right there. It is 40 inches, and that's what I'm gonna put here on the hips. So that's if you're a female, because the actual formula does not ask males to put the hips. For males, we only want the abdominal, right? The height, the weight, and the neck, right? And of course, you're gonna put your age also, and that's gonna be part of the equation, all right? So that's the Navy tape measure, all right? And now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the website. We're gonna input this information, and then it's gonna give us a reading, right, on what your body fat is, right? So I'm gonna put here body fat. We're gonna go ahead and get that reading, and so let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, everyone. So this is the website. It's linearsoftware.com, and I'm gonna link the exact path to this website so you guys can input the information. All right, so we just went through my measurements, right? So again, so you can see that you can go pound, inch, or kilograms, centimeters, right? Right here on the left side, right? You're gonna put here your sex. You're gonna put your age. So I'm gonna put my age, right? So, yes, guys, I am 42 years old. I know I look younger than that. And my weight was 170. I said 177.2 on the scale, but I'm gonna subtract 2 pounds because I was wearing clothes. So I'm gonna say 175.2. Okay, so I have that. And I'm doing this on my phone. On the computer, it'll be a little bit bigger, so you'll be able to see the numbers. But just make sure you input the numbers correctly, right? And then we're gonna go to the Navy tape measure, right? So you can see for men, all it asks is height, neck, and abdomen, right? So now if I put here female, it adds the hips, right? So, and it says waist instead of abdominal. So we're gonna go male, right? And again, I'm gonna put my height, all right, 67 inches. My neck was 15.5. And then my abdomen measured 31.5. Right? And then I'm gonna calculate. So then when you calculate, at the bottom right here, it's gonna say what my body fat is. Now this says 12.4. And even though, again, it's not, just based on observation and experience, for me right now, where I'm at in terms of how lean I am, I'm definitely under, and I'm in the single digits, probably around 6-7%. But 12.4 will be my starting point. Again, it's just to stay consistent with my numbers, right? And it says here how much body fat mass you have, right? So your fat mass, and it has your lean body weight, right? And it says I'm 153.4 lean body and 21.7 on fat mass. Now, one of the things is, for example, my abdomen is a little bit wider, just genetically speaking. My waist is a little bit wider, especially since I strength train. So that's something that this equation doesn't take into consideration, but that's okay, right? That's all right. Again, we just want to be consistent and make sure that we are progressing. So whatever it says, that's what you're gonna give me, right? So if I was gonna send myself this information, that's what I would do. I would send myself, okay, my body fat is 12.4, and I'm gonna email all this information to my coach, right? So you need to email me your age, your weight, your height, your neck, your abdomen, and then you're gonna give me these results right here. If you can send me your fat mass and your lean body weight, you can send it to me, but it's not necessary, as I can do the calculations. All right, so and that is the Navy tape measure method. And now on this next part of this video, we're gonna go through the the Jackson Pollock, right? So it's either going to be the Jackson Pollock 4 caliper method or the Perio caliper method. All right, so let's go and let's get on with that part. All right, guys. So let's wrap this video up in terms of the methods for measuring body fat. And we went through the tape measure, right? We went through the caliper methods. We used 3 different formulas. So I show you those 3 formulas. And again, in the link in the description below, you're gonna find links to purchase these items as needed. And I would appreciate it if you buy it through our website so that we can get some support in terms of make a little commission off it. It's all through Amazon, so it's safe, guys. They're Amazon links. And so as you can see, right, the tape measurement said 12.2. The calipers measured me at 6.6. And I say that's why I say that the caliper is a little bit more consistent. It's more based on how much body fat you have between the skin and the muscle, so it's a little bit more accurate and more consistent. So, but again, if you have a lot of body fat, it's going to be very hard to use the calipers. So at first, you want to start with the tape measure, but when you actually get to under 20% body fat, or as soon as you can start using the calipers, by all means, use them. I recommend them over the tape measure. The tape measure is nice and quick. But again, you're going to send me all this information, right, when you do your test so that I can create your nutrition plan, your email report, and I can give you the best idea of where you need to be or the best program for you to get the results that you're looking for. Any other questions you may have, again, guys, schedule a PT session, a private session, 25-minute or 50-minute. I can take you through it, show you, guide you, and make sure that you have the right numbers or at least as accurate as possible. I hope this video helps. I definitely can't wait to start working with you. If you're going to choose a program and you're done with your 14-day challenge, by all means, get your program and I'll give you the rest of the information, your nutrition plan, your email report. But if you just if you just want the nutrition guide, like you're doing a do-it-yourself service, by all means, just give me that information as accurate as possible so I can give you the most accurate program possible. All right. And if you haven't started your 14-day challenge, you're about to start your 14-day challenge. Congratulations. You're going to experience one of the best methods of fitness. It's actually like long lasting. This has taken me decades to figure out. And again, right, everything is done for you. You just got to follow the program and that's it. Your workouts are done for you. How much weight to lift, how many reps to do, how much rest. The workouts are 60 to 90 minutes long, depending on how long break you take. But again, we'll go through that on your one-on-one private session. That's included in your 14-day challenge package or service, as well as the online training services. You get a 25-minute phone call. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Facebook and on subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's on the links below. Again, thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.